Brian Lawler passed away recently with some unusual circumstances. Pretty much everyone I've talked to this week agrees. I've talked to them both on camera and off. They believe something suspicious happened regarding that death. What's your thoughts on the whole situation?
You know, you read, see, hear a lot of things that you hear, and regardless, one thing, he's dead. He's gone, and it's so sad. It's horrible. He had, you know, Brian. When I knew Brian, he made, you know, little physically and handsome is the only kind of drug he'd take. You know what I mean? You know, shit. He didn't smoke, drink, nothing. You know, and then whatever happened when he the border thing, Vancouver, with that. After that, he kind of, you know, you never see Brian party, you know, never. Always so dedicated, Pittsburgh Steelers fan, football, you know, just and hell of a worker. Love working with Brian. We were working a lot in the '95 before Willie Jack broke his sternum on the clothesline. Remember him? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but then '97 there when I worked with Shaquille Ali in the Nation of Domination thing.
Yeah.
All that, and worked with Brian a lot. Great worker. You know, and worked with him lots after that, all through, you know. And after that happened in 01, 02, he got more into partying, let's just say, all right, whatever he was doing. And then he went back in 04, and I think he was late a lot, you know, and you can't do that with him, you know. And Brian's just Brian. He'd mouth off, and he'd rub people the wrong way if you didn't know him, you know. If you didn't know him, and you had to know him to love the guy. And I love the guy. You know, we're both Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and always loved working with him, always a lot of fun. Always, you know, he's either real happy or he's real mad. And but he got some skirmishes with police a few times, you know. And where he was living is Bolivar, Tennessee. His grandma's or something. His mom, I believe, was there or something. And I think when he was, him and Jessica were together, was around Jackson, Tennessee area, somewhere in that. I can't think of the name of the town. It's outside of there. He had some skirmishes with the police there and Bolivar and maybe around Savannah, Tennessee. Those are buried areas. West Tennessee, Savannah's toward Mississippi, the border, you know, and that's all anywhere.
Heard even Memphis is bad now.
Oh, Memphis is one of that. Chicago, Memphis, Birmingham, it's three of the worst murder capitals of the world, of the country, you know. Real bad. And I guess he had some skirmishes in Memphis too with police. 7, 8, 10 times he'd been locked up or play. I know, something like that. He had some DUIs. He did some more time on that, on habitual. And the last one, you know, he got before he, you know, what happened. But a guy, his name's Terry Teague, and I don't really want to say his name, give him any kind of exposure on it, but he kind of buddied up to Brian, or said he did, and he wrote some stuff and did, and showed some texts they supposedly had. I don't know. Brian, even, that was him. But something he did, and I know this. I know a guy said he picked Brian up at the airport some time back. And what I'm saying I'm leading to is the way he would treat society itself. In Roscoe Brown, big guy, big black guy, good dude, hell of a worker, beast. But he said it right on a Facebook post. He said, Brian, or comment, he said, is not used to natural laws because his dad always got him out of trouble, you know, and things he knew that he could get. He would like to say, and he would, I got friends in high and low places. And Roscoe picked him up at the airport, I want to say, around Milwaukee, I think, something. He almost got arrested at the airport. You can't, you know what I mean? You know, you can't act like that, you know, like one of the boys, you know, like you're in a dressing room, you can't do that in public and things, wherever. He almost got arrested at the airport, almost got arrested at the convenience store, and almost got arrested at the building within an hour. And Roscoe loved the guy and said he put him off on the mark because he didn't want to deal with him, he would get in trouble, you know, he would get home to his family, you know. And he said, and then it's hard to start living a normal life when you got to start doing it and abide by what everybody else does when you're in your 40s.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? You know, in reality. And Brian, the pressure of being Jerry Lawler's son, you know, and everything, and then you know that happens with a lot of, in all walks of life, you know. And not just wrestling either. You know, look at Sylvester Stallone's son. He committed suicide.
Yeah.
What the hell did he have to worry about? You know what I mean? You know,
Mike Graham too.
Yeah. A lot of guys. Yeah. And then because Mike's father had and his son had before that. But you don't know what's going on in somebody's head. But now, I've heard this from a lot, and I'm not by any means going to try it. And I'm just telling what I was told, secondhand, whatever it be. But a lot of times when Brian get arrested, he kind of laugh at the cops, kind of laugh at the guards, kind of act like, you know, and be a kind of, you know, that attitude. He wisecracks, you know. You can't do that with them guys, because they're around and they're gonna remember you, you know, and things. And I ain't saying he did or didn't. I don't believe nothing till I see it, you know.
Yeah.
And all. But supposedly he was by himself a while. But then they said the day of, he got in a fight or something. You know. Playing cards, somebody sucker punched him or something. I don't know, and it was said there that Teague guy, not whatever information, but that the guards used to tell him that if he quit laughing at it, you know, quit smarting off or whatever, or they're going to get you eventually.
Yeah.
You know, and if you see that. And I just did a little digging because I repo cars, a bounty hunter a little bit, and I was always interested. I like forensic files. I love First 48. I love cops. You know, I love YPD. You know, but I just started a little digging and come and heard some of those things I was telling you.
Yeah.
And knew in that area, Bolivar, Tennessee, has a legit crazy house. When you wrestled there in the day, what I remember, you always got out of that town right away. You didn't stop a store. You did nothing. Where this all happened. At that jail. Other people have died there. Another guy just died not long ago, about a month ago. You know, so there's something going on there. And why would the cameras be turned off? All right. And Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is going to take 11 months. Come on. And then have you seen that picture where they show the mark like a cord or a rope or whatever it is, but like right here, like that much. Because he's trying to keep from, you know, it sounded like, to me, I mean, just looking at it and whether it was the guards, the cops, or the inmates,
yeah,
or two of the three, or all three, or whatever it was, he didn't hang himself. That mark right there tells it all. Right there, that crease, there was no rope mark. You know, Jerry said that himself on his podcast, you know, like he was trying to, you know, fighting for his life to keep, you know, from being strangled. You know, so.
And even Bill Dundee told me he would hurt another person, but he wouldn't hurt himself.
Right. He loved himself more than anything. Exactly. That's yeah, exactly. That Grandmaster Sassy was Brian, you know. So no, I don't think he killed himself. It's foul play, and I hope, you know, no father should have to bury his kid, and that's just so sad. And that day, you know, and during when that happened, I remember getting a call, and I'd just come in from the show like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and they said that he had no brain activity, and they were just waiting for Jerry to get there to kiss him bye. You know, he's like, oh man. And then the funeral, I can't deal with funerals. And I had a show somewhere, a long trip, and I remember just, you know, Facebook and everything going, you just can't, it's like surreal. I know a friend of mine went to it, and a lot of other guys, the boys, you know, they did, but a friend of mine not in the business went, and said it's just surreal. And the civil rights lawyer was there then, and they were, you know, they're investigating. So I hope nothing gonna bring him back, but I hope they get that solved.